Today we're talking to an alumni. She's a student who had a concussion, and this is about brain injury awareness.
This is MVCC's Topic Circles.
So can you tell us a little bit about what happened and how you knew you had a concussion and what happened for you?
So in October of 2021, the MV tennis team, we went to Georgia for the national tournament. And during my first match, I ended up falling and hitting my head and then never really got concussion tested. So I kept playing in the tournament and I just kept falling, and it was like I kept getting more symptoms without knowing. And then once I got back to MV that Monday, I went to go play in a basketball game actually, but Jen, the athletic trainer, she concussion tested me and she pulled me out right away and sent me home.
So that's when you found out that what you were having was actually possibly from a concussion. So you didn't know at all that was what the situations were, but you said you're falling? Did you have headaches?
Yes, I had headaches and I wasn't really acting properly. I just thought because I wasn't sleeping very well throughout the trip and we were doing a lot that it was just from lack of sleep or travel, but I wasn't really aware of the symptoms of concussions.
So when did you find out how that this was actually a situation for you?
Found out because I was talking to someone else in the Jorgensen Center, telling her what happened and all the times I fell throughout the tournament, and she asked me if I went to see Jen, and I said no, and she grabbed my arm and brought me down.
So after that point, did you go to the hospital? Did you go to your doctor? What happened from there?
So about a week later, I got an appointment with my physician, and then I'd say probably within 10 minutes of being in the doctor's office with her, I was sent to the emergency room for a CAT scan.
And what happened with that? Was it clear? Was there...
Yes, everything comes back clear when you have a concussion unless you have a brain bleed. So there's no really symptoms that are gonna show up or signs of a concussion through a scan, but it's all just being tested through physical things.
So I know that you have had different types of symptoms now, and you were here with classes, and sometimes there was difficulties with your courses or getting to class and doing your work. Can you explain some of that?
Yes. So I had a really hard time finishing out the semester because my symptoms were pretty severe. I had a hard time sitting with lights that were just on regular ones, so I had to wear sunglasses, and I couldn't process information correctly, and my memory was pretty bad. And if I did try to sit down and do work or pay attention, I'd just get a really bad headache and get dizzy. I couldn't sit in class, so I just have to leave and go home and rest.
And we also, so there was some cognitive things that you noticed, that learning differences. Had you ever had anything like that in the past, or was this brand new for you?
Yeah, this was all new to me, so it was hard.
So I know Jen brought you to me, and we worked with an accommodation plan, and we worked with the faculty. Was there any difficulties how did it go for you with the accommodation plans and putting that in?
I think it went very well, and I also learned that a lot of the professors really care a lot, and they're very understanding too. So if I just tell them what's going on, that they're gonna help the best they can, so I'll be able to complete the courses. And I knew if I had an issue, I could always go to you and it would be resolved.
And you also use some technology. You use things to read to you.
Yes.
How did that work for you?
That helped a lot because I can't really, even still, it's hard for me to look at a laptop or just track the words while I'm reading. So I'll put in my earbuds and I'll have
Read and Write?
Natural Reader.
Or Natural Reader, yeah.
Read
That's
the textbook to me, and it's nice because I don't have to look at it all the time, and I can just take in the information by listening to it.
and visually scanning it too.
Yes.
So, is it tough for you to look at the computer screens? Is that part of it? You mentioned lights, so I was wondering if screen time was also an issue for you now.
Yes, the blue light from like a laptop or TV or phone isn't very good for you when you have a concussion because it's straining to your eyes. So if you are gonna use a laptop, you should have other like background lights as well, not just looking at you're right with your laptop screen and then dark all around you. It's very straining.
Mm-hmm. So do you know other people that have this, or are you pretty much out there on your own?
Yeah, I don't really know any other people that have it. I know other people that have had concussions, and usually they're better within like 2 weeks. So it was like when I first found out I had mine, I was like, oh, I'll be better in like a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
But I never knew they could like last for so long.
Yeah. And I think that was how you came to me. It was temporary, we thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over the course, it became longer than 6 months, and then longer than a year that you were still having. It was probably better as time went on, but we talked about how after a year, maybe symptoms wouldn't change as much. And then you had some testing, some types of testing to help you to understand what was happening for you just recently, right?
Yes.
Okay. And did that give you some answers or help you?
Yes, I definitely think knowing what issues are still going on is very helpful, and it kind of like brings my mind at ease almost, because I know that like I'm not like right still, or there's still some things that are off, but like I don't really know like what the problem is or what's causing it. So I think it's very relieving to find out like what is still causing these issues.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what would you say to people knowing what you've gone through today, like if somebody hits their head or swimming or, all of that kind of thing, what would you say to them?
I'd say to definitely be patient and then know your limits too, because it's not going to be the same like you were before.
Mm-hmm.
And to definitely take all the time that you need and try not to rush it, because it can just make it last even longer.
Mm-hmm. Good for you. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, because this is a very important situation that concussions can happen to anybody.
This is MVCC's Topic Circles.